He's known for the mother's milk, which maybe we'll see today, maybe not.
I hope we see at least one today.
Tommy, you'd be used to being submitted that way. How does it feel to be mother's milk?
Depends who's mother.
So here Tito's doing really well with like camping in that space. I liked how he used his head to keep at the chin of Harry, but now they disengage and Tito sits back down, respecting the top game of Harry Cassar.
Definitely, I think we can expect some kind of attempt on an entry on the leg.
Mother's milk. It is nice to see someone like Tito actually play such a nice guard, but also played on both sides. It's like typically a rarer scenario to see.
Very well-rounded Tito. He's been competing a very long time.
Yeah.
The first time I saw him compete, he might have been 14 or 15, but didn't know at the time. He looked like a 24-year-old.
He's been 14 for about 25 years. Yeah, it's like he actually spoke to me earlier this week, and he said that he's been training jiu-jitsu since he was 4 years old, and I believe he's 22 or something ridiculously young.
Wow. Definitely developed.
Potentially Peruvian necktie again. It's something that Harry potentially goes for, which we saw before. Tito does have a very strong neck, wide base. So far, this has been a very entertaining match.
Yeah, not a crazy high number of submission attempts, but a lot of action. Takedowns, potential passing opportunities.
Absolutely.
Some turtling, potential back takes.
Now, Tom, you like attacking the turtle. What would you do here? Oh!
Generally, I'm looking to try and get behind the shoulder to just try and get towards the back.
It's typically an objective advantage.
And Harry with the one hook.
Harry with the one hook. If he's able to actually slide off the other side and make his knees face the sky, he might be able to get that second hook. Tito's going to be hard and compact or tough rather, and compact to get that second hook in. But it looks like he's got a Nelson leverage to maybe open out that space. Can't quite see from where I am.
Harry's playing well here. He's not fighting too hard for that far hook just yet. Tito just monitoring that foot.
Now Tito is looking in the correct direction, but he still can get face choked from this angle. It's a position that I try and avoid.
He's in a tight spot, but he's looking fairly comfortable so far. Still just blocking out that second hook.
There's 90 seconds to go. Will Harry be able to score?
On that power half. Tito's strong core, strong base.
In a leg drag,
very nice
and
recovery
he recovers. Tito with very nice off balancing there with the guard. Harry looking like an absolute tank this match.
Looks like he's got the cardio to back it up too. Neither of these two are slowing down.
Olympic level judo versus elite level jiu-jitsu.
Sounds terrifying.
Sounds like they might kill me. Oh, very nice potential leg entry there from Tito.
You think maybe it's time for Tito to start pushing forward and try and take a
I'd like to see some heisting. Some heisting from Tito would have hopefully found some success here, just with Harry's posture.
Very low hips, wide base. It's going to be hard to get underneath him there.
And like very giving of the head in that scenario.
Definitely be time for a change of strategy for Tito. There's only 34 seconds left.
You're used to giving people a head, aren't you, Tommy?
Only on special occasions.
Should be a few seconds left. Can't imagine too many seconds left now.
We have 15 seconds left.
The face push. Damn, I would be exhausted after 8 minutes of this. These guys have been going for it. What a great first match.
From both of them. Yeah, finally on the leg, not quite. Very slipped out.
And time.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Tito Gar.
Yeah, that was a very close match. Unfortunately, Harry couldn't score with Tito playing the turtle so well and Tito scoring early by getting his butt to the mat.
And now, our next match. From the blue corner, Harrison Everett! And his opponent, from the red corner, Uros Tulic!
Vem pro Habib's, o concorrente fica nessa palhaçada. Um sanduichinho só. Big é esse rodízio aqui. Bibis Firra à vontade e sobremesa infinita. Rodízio de Bibis Firra a partir de R$ 29,90. Lá é um só. Aqui são quantas Bibis Firras você quiser.
Bom dia. Bom dia. Bom dia!
You wake up, good morning, is a brand new day. Blue skies above, it's a perfect day.
All right. Harrison, Everett, and Urosh.
Now, Harrison's like a young up-and-comer in the jiu-jitsu scene, very good at leg locks, also just a big boy in general. Urosh has been in the scene for a long time. He's been a black belt for as long as at least I have, and a very skilled competitor at that.
Very good.
Oh, very
Harrison
nice.
with the reversal there.
Very nice reversal there from
Wrestling up
Harrison.
from the butt. I don't know much about Harrison Everett other than having the greatest last name known to me.
He's the better one though out of the two.
It could be that long-lost cousin.
Potential route drag there, and like a very nice underhook style from Harrison, who's actually bringing the pace to Urosh.
Yeah, he's putting it on him, isn't he?
Now, what's important to know that Urosh is a super flexible dude, and we've actually seen quite a lot of like guard play in these heavier divisions, which is typically unexpected.
I think given what Giles wants to achieve with this, with the rule set and being very strict on penalties, it's definitely pushing the action. It's good to see the big guys mixing up the guard play with the wrestling.
100%. Already looking like a high-paced match, and also it's important to know that Harrison was a late replacement. Obviously, we had that minute of silence for Luke, who was meant to be in this position now, but Luke was the first replacement, and then unfortunately that happened, and now Harrison got the late call with 6 days' notice.
Definitely
Nice shot in by
Definitely
Urash.
looks ready given the
Very
late
nice
notice.
sprawl by Harrison. He comes from a wrestling gym, important to note. Oh, using the cage, using the pit wall,
Very well.
drags him down. That will score points for Urash.
So takedown points are scored when the butt hits the floor. So if a competitor lands a takedown against the wall, it's not scored until the defender's butt hits the mat.
So now, obviously, I'm unaware with what the judges have called for that previous reversal. I would imagine the reversal to score two previously, and now for the score to be even. But you know, with these rules and with how judging works, you never know.
Harrison had the attempt at the K-guard entry,
very
but
nice.
Urash sprawled out.
Very nice pass there by Urash. Will he yield the points? Doesn't look like it. Wasn't for 3 seconds, but now he's behind Harrison, which is not necessarily where you want somebody if you're trying to be offensive in jiu-jitsu.
I heard you're more comfortable with someone behind you.
It's because I like to Granby roll. It's just fun to throw my face at the mat.
You can call it what you want, mate.
Call a square a square. There's that Granby roll.
Speaking of Granbies,
Oh, that underhook from Urash though. I actually have rolled at Urash before, and he's long for the division, but he's got that European strength and an Australian passport now. So if he wins, he does make the ticket. But super strong
so you get
dude.
that double shot at the trials, the Euros and the
How lucky!
Oceania.
How lucky! I love that bicep grip to flatten somebody out. Harrison surprisingly flexible in the upper spine as well as the legs.
Yeah, got some exorcist type stuff going.
I would die if Urash did that to me.
We can only hope.
Ooh, that far hook was thrown very well by Urash. Potential head arm, potential mount, lots of things that can happen.
too.
Oh, he's going.
Very nice.
He's going for the Aaron Kaminsky special.
I did not see that attempt coming. Harrison,
And he gets
nice
it. And he gets it.
finish.
Very nice submission
Very nice
by
submission
Urash. Urash looking very sharp this time round.
Gentlemen, your winner by submission, Euros Chulic!
Mate, that looks super painful.
Very.
And now for our next match. From the blue corner, Siraj Sufi. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, Harry Gretsch.
Mate, so we have high caliber Harry versus Siraj Sufi. Why do you call him high caliber, Tommy?
This is quite a difference in size here.
Come on, Tommy,
I don't
don't duck
know-
the
I don't
question,
know
mate.
what
Don't
you're
duck the
talking about,
question,
mate.
mate. Now, Siraj, it's important to know that Harry is notorious and known pretty much all over the world for his Kimura. Siraj is kind of... He's come second at ADCC trials. He's won a lot of super fights. He's a big deal in Australia, but he's trying to breach that international circuit. And he's a very grip-heavy and on-top style player.
Very
And
exciting style.
A very
too.
exciting
Lot of
style.
movement.
Unfortunately, this is a terrifying match for anyone that likes to play a stand-up game.
Harry looks like he's put on a few kilos recently.
Yeah, Harry did weigh in at a whopping 118 kilos.
What would you put Siraj at? What did he weigh in at?
Siraj weighed in at 82.6 kilos. So there's a
Giving
big
up a
difference in
bit.
size, and Harry is literally pinning Siraj's hand to the ground and the closed guard even. Now, Siraj probably needs to add a little bit more frames and layers to deal with somebody with such size and stature. It is important to note that in the past, Harry actually has lost matches via stalling. So hopefully he is more active and there is no stalling and warning calls throughout this match.
One thing's for sure, can definitely not see any stalling or penalties going towards Siraj.
No, I don't think he has it in
Definitely
him.
not
I
his
think
style.
he just he never rolls light and he rolls a lot.
Want to note as well, Siraj is recently just coming off a knee injury.
Yeah,
torn ACL.
a torn ACL that seems to have recovered like incredibly well in a very short period of time.
Suspiciously well.
He's he is pretty useful though. I think he does look older, but he is only 25 years old. He's 26 years old. It's the beard, and he is very manly. Unlike you, Tom.
Yeah, my beard hides a lot.
Look at the grip of Harry Gretsch though, just
strong.
bending the head of Siraj
Very strong.
with just like forearm strength.
Siraj still though, looks like he took your advice, a few more frames, using that foot on the belly.
Yeah, Siraj actually is distance managing quite well, but I don't see how he's able to move Harry. And now Harry actually just got a potential, not stalling warning, but he's been told action. And if that carries on, that is going to play a factor.
Conheça a nossa torre de tomadas com 3 tomadas flex, equipada com indução de 5 watts.
On the scoreboard.
Siraj looking for kind of attachment.
Now, if you were in Siraj's position and a man like Harry was in front of you, what would you be doing?
I might just take my leave of absence.
Would your mouth be open or closed?
Yeah, it would definitely be closed. I'd be looking at similar to what Siraj is doing here, feet on hips, making space, trying not to get flattened out too much.
Yeah, Siraj is surprisingly like long for his weight. That said though, he is actually quite a strong individual as well, so he ticks a lot of athletic boxes. Now, is it just going to be enough with that and the technique to deal with somebody like Harry Gretsch?
Very difficult to deal with someone like Harry. He's very switched on to those leg entries.
He's been around for a long time in the scene too.
Strong judo, stand-up game as well. Kind of limits a few opportunities for Siraj, but
he's also completely coachless here. I did meet his wife and child earlier, but
just flying by the seat of his pants.
Winging it. Love it.
Siraj
potential wrist lock here. I love that from Siraj. I would definitely not advise him to put his hand behind his back like he thought about doing then.
Harry looking to pin that wrist. He definitely wants that Kimura. Siraj
Two guys
well
just holding each other's wrists with a knee in between. Now, I think if I was Siraj, I'd try and heist a little more to convince Harry to leave his weight away from his heels so we can start the leg entries. But I'm sure he's feeling out a scenario where he might not want to heist and technical stand up against somebody that large and strong.
Do you think that arm saddle Choi bar type setup that Siraj is looking for before, do you think that's going to be a good strategy for Harry?
I think to like expose limbs off somebody so big and strong is always going to be like a way in which you can beat somebody that's bigger than you. It's just a matter of if you feel like you can off balance them in that process, because obviously you have to attach to the limb, you have to off balance, then you have to execute the momentum stop, and that's typically a lot of boxes to tick with such a size difference. Yeah.
Are you pinning that wrist again?
He looks like he's got some strong grips on him.
Yeah, that'd be a nightmare to deal with. Siraj doing well though. Every time he pins that wrist, he's putting that top frame in.
Honestly, Siraj is looking excellent here with his guard. I haven't seen him really he's very composed, very like methodical, and now he's starting to heist, and now he's looking to wrestle Harry.
Good to mix it up. Doesn't look like his knees troubling him at all.
Siraj doesn't look like he's even a little bit tired. I don't even think
untired,
he's really
unfazed.
Yeah.
Pretty standard for Siraj, I'd say.
He's an absolute gamer when it comes to like figuring people out.
It's good to see him switch up his strategy though.
I think it's
he's attempted the guard play.
I think it's important to at least show that you are trying to win this match if there are no points, you know?
Exactly. Oh, nice. Very nice.
And he comes up. And that will yield 2 points.
Be careful chasing the back. Harry is known to leave the back open just so he can snag that Kimura.
That was a very nice guard pull into a trip.
Siraj,
Arm drag, guard pull into a trip.
Siraj just weighing up his options. Assessing.
I believe we have about 2 minutes left. Will Siraj be able to find a sub, gather potentially more points, or will Harry reverse this scenario, which we have seen in the past before?
Siraj just has to be careful taking an underhook. That's generally Harry's. It's going to give Harry that Kimura.
Yeah, it's a weird one. Like you wanna rear body lock someone from here, but it's maybe not the wisest thing to do against someone like Harry.
The one man you wouldn't want to do it to. Better off jumping those hooks in and face choking.
Correct. Which is
He's
kind of what he's doing.
Very nice by Siraj. Very nice. Doesn't want to end up. Yeah.
Harry looks fired up.
Very hard to try and keep Harry contained on the back.
100%. You know, at the end of the day, everyone's here to win. 8 minutes, you can pretty much throw the kitchen sink at it, especially once you know that you might be down. You know, you may as well just go for broke at this stage.
Yeah.
If I was Harry, I'd be blitzing for the next minute, trying to gather something.
I'd say he needs to. I would put Siraj ahead on the decision. We also don't know what the points are. But
I think they would have scored 2 for that sweep into Turtle. But yeah, I would say just across the board, Siraj is definitely up.
Right. I'd say so too. We've got 54 seconds left.
Harry looking big, but also looking tired.
That's by Siraj. Playing a good strategy here.
Very good strategy, knowing that he's had success with the guard, like defensively.
That's it. Defensive, but still trying to enter the legs, still doing...
For sure,
definitely doing plenty to not get any kind of stalling
ticking all
penalties.
the right boxes.
Exactly.
Harry with the finger grips.
Can't really fault Siraj's strategy for the match.
Absolutely not, you know. Obviously, like, I want to see him like attack and get a sub and things like that, but I understand that with not a lot of time left.
And such a big weight and size difference too.
And also having more matches.
13 seconds
will play
left
a factor
now.
into this. Harry's really starting to turn up. Harry knows he's down. He has to try. He knows he has to try. And there's time.
Nice match.
If you didn't perform well in your physics and mathematics studies in the first 3 months of the year, that's it. You won't be able to pass. There must be a lot of people.
Your winner by decision, blue corner, Siraj Sufi. And now for our next match. Fighting out of the blue corner, Duke Didier! And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, Kenta Iwamoto!
Zach Amon really loving the role he's been given.
He's born for this, isn't he? It's always a bit of a risk putting a microphone in Zach's hand.
Now I'm panting.
All right. Kenta and Duke.
Now, a big size difference here. Both guys obviously like in the top position. Kenta, world-famous grappler. He's won the 66 trials. He's won the 77 trials. He's been to CJI. He's been on all the big shows.
Very, very well-seasoned competitor. He's got a very well-rounded game too. He can play the guard. He can wrestle. He's got good foot sweeps.
I think his ability to scramble is his best attribute, reading the play and coming forwards, and that's pretty much what you need as a smaller guy trying to beat a bigger guy. You know, out move and end up in the better spots because there will be some big movements going through. Ooh, very nice jump over there by Kenta.
Definitely plenty of opportunities for Kenta to scramble.
Important to note that Duke is an MMA fighter, black belt jiu-jitsu, and also a very high-level judo competitor. But now I believe he focuses his efforts in MMA. Duke looking for that right overhook, potentially like Uchimata Harigoshi style. Kenta shoots in for that single.
Have a shot off that single, no.
Very nice sucker drag immediately. Oh,
Kenta,
goes for it.
very nice little reversal.
And reversal by Duke.
Very
Kenta
good
turtles.
attempt by Kenta.
Very good attempt. But like I said, man, he's incredible at scrambles, and it's hard to just hold him in place. Like
Very hard. Kenta
maybe
using the wall to stand up, Duke using it to hold him in place.
I mean, maybe that's the way to keep him pinned, huh? You just keep him against the pit wall. A 50-degree angle.
So.
Now, Kenta weighed in at 84.3 kilos, the second lightest person in this division. And Duke weighed in at 101.9, which unfortunately isn't one of the heavier ones.
No. Pretty scary considering the size of Duke.
He's a big boy.
He's not one of the biggest. Kenta's regained that underhook on the right side. Trying to figure out a way to...
It's a horrible position to be in with
hips.
such a big man pinning you against that cage. But Kenta dropping to his knees.
There we go. Crowd getting involved. So when they go out of bounds on the reset, refs are going to do their best to recreate the exact grips and finishing position. So we'll see how CAMPEÅ goes here.
I'm surprised Scott Dale just let that happen. I thought he'd jump in and save the damsels in distress.
I think he should have.
How dare he? Duke immediately spinning for the head. Kenta,
I think attacking Kenta's head is always going to be difficult from that front turtle position.
It's always going to be difficult, but it's a good strategy to just keep someone where they are. And Kenta dragging Duke to the ground via the pit wall.
Kenta very strong for his size. Attempting the mount.
He wants to grind him out with that head position by the chin. I love that. That's one of my favorite things to do to somebody.
Yes, he has to make every angle right here to get that pressure. Like you said, head position's very, very good. He's taking the mount.
Tom, you'd know this, but it's not the size, but how you use it.
That's what I always say.
And Kenta now with a nice crossface with the left side, and it must be so uncomfortable being pinned against that wall on the one side, and knowing that you never, like, you can base out wide on your left and you'll never get swept.
Exactly, yeah. Kenta's doing well. He's going to try and walk that arm up. If he'll look for a potential head arm on that side, it's the only way he can go, really. No, he's going to dismount to the wall.
I mean, he has unlimited base effectively when he's by that wall there. Very nice spin through. Potential arm bars, kimuras, and back takes by Kenta. Now maybe he feels like he can submit Duke, but I think the back is probably the better of the two options, just in regards to controlling somebody.
Kenta's using the wall very well. He's
Kenta
got
with a
the
potential
choke
face
locked
choke.
in.
And he gets it. Very nice work by Kenta Uemoto with a submission over the Duke.
Very good.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by submission, Kenta Iwamoto!
First month.
What's up, guys? It's Kito here. I'm at Larry Gill's Jiu-Jitsu Academy, and I want to tell you about a sale that I have.
Can you see the setup? I'm just filming an ad for submitter.io. Yeah, we're offering a discount for people for their first month. They're getting 10% off if they use the code GilesTrials.
Oh, that's cute. I'm actually doing an ad for KitDaleTrain.com right now, where I have a bundle with the Art of Mastering Jiu-Jitsu and the task-based games for 11% off.
Okay, well, I think we'll do 12% with the code GilesTrials then. And yeah, I see acting must be going really well for you.
Well, how's your teaching going? You still teaching techniques like it's 1973?
Yeah, you just made that up by yourself, yeah?
I did.
Yeah, you just made it up.
Figured it out.
Just problem solved it, yeah?
Yeah, improv. You should try it.
Well, what we'll do, because it's my gym, so I'm going to film first and then you can do your thing later.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, I kind of recall like 10 years ago me giving you the keys to this gym, so how about you give me a little bit of time?
I earned those keys.
Yeah? Well, you know what you're going to earn? This.
I earned those keys.
I'm 2,500 frames per second of explosive cinematic poetry. Watching me on a phone is like watching a sunrise through a straw.
To be honest, you have to accept it, bro. You got two choices to look at it. Is either you lose and you take it on the chin, get better, or you shy away, bro, and you actually be a coward, in my opinion. That's a good thing with losses. It actually humbles you. It forces you to be humble. There's two ways to look at it, either good or bad, man, and I always try and choose the positive way. Stuff I'm gonna learn off this, bro. Like, that's how you get better, right? Yeah, I think it's just remaining the same, man. Not changing whether you win or lose. You're still that loving person, still like laying down your pride in a lot of ways. I think that's what it means to actually be humble. If you're not humble, man, that's why a lot of people get injured, because they hold on to their ego. I always want to win, bro, it's almost impossible. That's what it is for me, being humble, is laying down your pride and being more loving. And that could be shown in so many ways.
On the 19th of February in 1915, Australia stormed the shores of Gallipoli. The cowards stayed at home. The CJI trials are basically the same thing. You cannot buy this rash guard, you have to earn this rash guard. You'll be able to buy it later. But in August, I'll see you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next match, fighting out of the blue corner, Josh Shipton. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, Anton Minenko.
Alrighty, so we have now Anton Minenko versus Josh Shipton. I am now with Aaron Kaminsky, the grappling wizard. Is that your Instagram name?
Sometimes.
Sometimes the grappling wizard. Now, an immediate fast-paced match here. A lot of head snaps.
Yeah, I don't expect anyone to be pulling guard here.
Yeah, now, you've been training a lot with Josh Shipton. Whoa! What are the moves that he likes to do?
I mean, he's most known for his Uchimata, right? So he gets to that position, I'm sure we're going to see someone flying into the pit
And is he
wall.
setting that up from the collar tie or the overhook usually, or both?
Normally the overhook, I think. So let's see if he can get to that position.
Now, if you were Anton and you're aware of that, what should he be doing to avoid the Uchis? Besides pulling guard. As we say it, there's the Uchimata. Anton
like
attacking a limb with a Kimura, though.
Let's see if Josh can
potential
posture
Troy
out
bar.
here. Looks like Josh is freeing the elbow line.
Ooh, that is a tight position for that high fulcrum armbar. He can't slam him, but he can pick him up. Josh showing off his strength here. Picking up the big man Anton. That arm is extending, and there's the tap.
Got it. Wow.
Nice Troy bar by Anton Minenko. Very, very nice Troy bar by Anton Minenko.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by submission, Anton Minenko. And now, for our next match. Fighting out of the blue corner, he is known as Larry! And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, Thomas David!
All right, we got Tommy Gunn versus Larry Adnan, who apparently doesn't have a last name today, so he's just like Bono. Tommy with a single leg, almost switched to a double. Larry, a big boy, running Tommy straight into the pit wall. It's important to know that Tommy, well-seasoned competitor, and yes, he is the smaller of the two, but he's a very, very big and strong man.
Both guys have MMA experience and might have some knowledge of the cage, right, Mikhail?
Yeah, they both, so Tommy Gunn fought at welterweight. He's definitely not the size of a welterweight anymore. And Larry fights at the heaviest of divisions in heavyweight MMA. Larry actually just coming off a win last weekend in his MMA bout. Tommy Gunn weighing in at 98.5 kilos versus 130 even from Larry, who now has Tommy on his back against the pit wall. Now, sorry, go on.
Yeah, having some experience in the pit wall there, being on your back in the corner, I think that's a horrible place to be for Tommy.
What would you do to try and get up, Aaron?
I mean, let's see if he can get some attacks going from the closed guard here, but otherwise, he might want to try and make some space and use the wall to maybe stand up and help him get back to his feet there.
It's an interesting setting now because you rarely see somebody in the closed guard with their butt so far away from their heels but still have such good base. But this is where the size difference really plays a factor, huh? Like Larry can kind of lean that weight forwards and still have a lot of base. Now Tommy, if I was Tommy, I'm pretty much gonna need Tommy to try and uncross the feet to try and move. Oh, they've given Larry a move call, so he has to try and make an advantage happen.
Quando você conecta seu alarme Verisure, sua casa fica protegida contra roubo. Protegemos todos os acessos à sua casa, com sensores avançados em portas e janelas para detectar o ladrão antes que ele entre. E em caso de intrusão, respondemos dentro de 60 segundos. Em nossa central de monitoramento, capturamos imagens do intruso e notificamos a polícia. Confie nos especialistas em segurança. Alarmes Verisure, número 1 na América Latina.
At some stage, or make some kind of action to where in which he doesn't be seen as stalling.
Yeah, he's probably going to have to try and open the guard here and start trying to pass the legs.
Now Tommy's attaching himself to an arm via like potential Kimura, or at least that wrist grip for the time being. It is a solid strategy, and potentially if he used a similar style to what Anton did before with the Choi bar, that might be a key to success in dealing with somebody so large that's leaning forward like Larry. Seems like he's a hard guy to heist up against. But the Choi bar definitely seems accessible.
Yeah, it looks horrible for Tommy here playing on his back against the wall. He just can't make enough space to get a good attack going.
Larry with potential Sao Paulo pass there to open up the closed guard. Kamal, Larry's coach, telling him to stand up.
Looks like the second stalling call might be coming out soon.
That second stalling call might be coming out, so therefore he will need to score points or an advantage. It looks like he's trying now. It looks like he's activated. Stuck in the K guard now. Tommy Gunn with the K guard.
Yeah, he's looking to get underneath him, but that's
a big
point.
My knee does not feel good after looking at that.
Tommy trying to hand fight, get the hands across the body, but he's finding it difficult at the moment here.
It's a hard ask. Just someone so big. Larry, the second heaviest guy. There is somebody that is waiting today that is 20 kilos heavier than Larry. Now, referee has called a stalling call on Larry, and he must now score an advantage of points. Very nice movement though from Larry, considering how big and heavy he is.
Yeah, let's see if he can start getting around the legs here. And
he definitely needs to get out of that closed guard, or at least out of some kind of open guard. Four minutes now, and Larry is somewhat opening and dealing with the legs. It's important that he tries to keep the legs between his legs, so he doesn't get stuck in the closed guard anymore, so he can start to advance. Such a hard position to advance from in Nogi, the closed guard, if someone's good from there or very adamant to keep their legs crossed.
For sure.
Now, if you were Tommy now, how would you try and move someone like Larry? That's like, would you play the closed guard, or would you want to play that sort of system to try and keep them at bay, or are you trying to enter into more dangerous territories?
I think, interesting position here. Larry looking like he might be opening the legs, trying to get to a half guard.
That Sao Paulo pass that's leading into potential Choi bar Kimura.
Yeah, I think when someone's that much bigger than you and you're playing closed guard, I think it's just too difficult to control their posture and bring them down to you. You're going to have to try and maybe come up forward into a seated guard, I think, or even maybe potentially stand up again.
For sure. I've seen a lot of success against like bigger people also playing the shoulder crunch style, but it does present its risks of if you fall into the chest on chest half guard. But high risk, high reward in this world, you know, especially if the aim is to build up entertainment in the jiu-jitsu repertoire and scene.
Yeah, let's see if he can use that K guard.
Potential
again,
triangle there. That seems super frustrating for Tommy to be just pinned up against that pit wall against somebody so large and hard to move.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Even if you do get underneath them and start off balancing them, they can still use that pit wall to keep themselves stable and stop themselves getting swept. Right?
It changes so much of the dynamic. Oh, potential shoulder crunch there. Larry's got this habit of, he just keeps going into that closed guard, and hard for the action to work if that's the case, you know?
Yeah, Tommy seems pretty content on keeping him in the guard, keeping him, you know, between his legs where he's comfortable. But he's going to have to get some attacks going, or he might get a penalty soon as well, maybe.
Absolutely. Oh, Larry's he's starting to wrap it up, but every time he drops to his knees, he just loses that momentum because he isn't close to beating a knee line when he's on his knees. Now Tommy's looking like he's building some momentum here with the seated guard.
He's trying to elevate him, but that's a lot of weight to pick up. You know that, Mikhail, right?
It's a large ask. You know, no one's ever moved me.
So we got just over 90 seconds left.
I'm liking like the chokes that Tommy's using from the front to kind of just make Larry move. It's completely allowed in the rule set, so why not? Oh, I have not seen a scissor sweep in a long time in no-gi. Larry counters by switching his hips and getting back up.
Yeah, the judges are looking at giving him a warning which could potentially turn the match in Tommy's favor, but it doesn't look like the refs called anything here.
And then we don't have too much time left, just about a minute. Now, I love passing this position here. I always like stalking the toe line, and I typically will try and enter in a way if someone's hands on the mat so I can kill one of the butterfly hooks. Now, Larry just kind of entered instead without doing that, and you can see there's just too many frames to try and get to that chest-to-chest or hip hug sort of setting.
Yeah, he's going to have to try and get outside the legs here.
Oh, Tommy shoots up, trying to wrestle up. Moderately sized sprawl, but seems to do enough.
Yeah, you don't want to get stuck in a front headlock under
Nah,
someone on Larry's side.
I'd definitely rather not. Oh, it's like hitting a wall, man, with that double leg. My head hurts from watching that.
So yeah, it's going to be a hard decision for the judges, I think, here, with Larry maybe getting more done, but he's also had the stalling warning, so...
Yeah, I mean, you can tell both people are trying, and it's a hard ask for the styles that have been put into place. A few seconds left now, and it goes to the judges.
Essa aqui aí é a mais popular do mundo, o GPT-4, que custa R$130 por mês. Já essa aqui é uma das IAs mais poderosas do mundo, a rival do ChatGPT, o Claude, que também custa R$130 por mês. E essa aqui é a IA do Google, o Gemini, que custa mais de R$100 por mês e que ultimamente tem até sido eleita a melhor IA do mundo. E bom, exclusivamente nesse mês, a gente quer te pagar não só acesso a essas 3 IAs, como 9 das melhores inteligências artificiais generativas do mundo de graça para você. É claro, não totalmente de graça, tem apenas uma única condição e eu tenho bastante confiança que você vai até nos agradecer por conhecer essa oportunidade. Por isso, clica no botão aqui embaixo para entender qual é essa condição e, claro, para resgatar o seu acesso a mais de 9 inteligências artificiais. Clica aqui.
Your winner by decision, red corner, Thomas David! And now for our next match. Fighting out of the blue corner, Matthew Oxenham. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, Alex Hunga!
Alright, so we've got maybe the biggest weight disparity here.
Alex weighed in at 151 kilos. Matt at 86. Matt looks like a child compared to Alex here.
Interesting we see a guard pull from Alex here though.
Very interesting.
I would have thought he'd want to use his weight and wrestle, but seems like he's attacking the legs.
Coming up towards the back.
He's into side control now, and that looks like a rough spot to be on bottom.
Very, very hard. He's got that near side underhook.
Yeah, see if he can use that to get onto his side, start escaping. If he can turn onto his right side here, start getting that underhook, maybe he can build up to a single leg.
Good luck attaching to those legs. So you'd have a very strong sprawl.
He's recovered back to a guard. Let's see if he can... Looks like he wants to stand back up again. That's his game plan.
His best bet. Try and stand up and get behind him somehow.
I wonder if he's going to try and utilize the pit wall here to take down someone that size, you know.
Take the Kenta approach.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely his best bet. Alex pulling guard again. Not afraid to play top and bottom.
Oh, he's got to look at the back here.
Oh, very good. Very good attempt by Matt. He's got one.
Almost.
We'll fight for that far side hook. Looks like he's almost got it. He's falling off the top, but he will have a chance at the triangle. No.
Let's see if he can stay on top here.
It's going to have to be quick.
So is that going to be points, Tommy?
I don't think so. He started sliding off the top as he got that second hook.
Yeah, I think he's definitely not going to be able to lock a body triangle here, but if he can get both hooks in.
Problem is, if he searches that top hook too hard, he might fall off again. I think he's got the right idea here, going for that high ball ride, that single hook with the cross feet.
Yeah, it might be difficult to get the choke, but let's see if he can at least secure some points for him.
What would be your strategy on the back, Aaron, for someone that big? A rear triangle, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know. I think playing between a choke and getting that second hook in would be a good bet, I think.
Seems to be what he's going with.
Looks like he's got that hook in now.
Does have that second hook. He's under the chin too.
That should be it, I think.
Should be getting the finish.
He's going pretty red here. That's a tap. Wow. Oh.
That is impressive.
That's going to be one of the biggest upsets.
Very impressive by Matt. Poster boy for jiu-jitsu.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by submission, Alex Oxenham. Matt Oxen. Whoops. I misread it. It happens. It happens. The botch. It's a botch. And now for our next match. Fighting out of the blue corner. Justin Schofield. fighting out of the red corner, Kit Dale.
Little adjustment for Zach there. It's actually Josh Schofield against Kit Dale. Josh, 31-year-old black belt from North-South Jiu-Jitsu up on the Central Coast.
Kit, probably one of the oldest competitors in this bracket at 39 years old.
Normally you'd say with age comes wisdom, but with Kit, I don't know if that's entirely accurate.
His passing pressure is some of the best, I think, that's going to be in this bracket, and let's see if he can use that to wear him down and look for a pass.
I was very excited when it was announced that Kit was going to be the replacement. Haven't seen him compete for a little while. He had that match recently over in the States, but previous to that, had a long, long layoff chasing an acting career.
I think he's still chasing it, but...
So we can expect some good top pressure from Kit here. Some good sprawls. Difficult to play knee shield against Kit. Heavy hips, very hard to get underneath him.
Yeah, Josh looking for some upper body attacks, but he might have given up that top knee shield. So let's see if he can use this to score some points or throw in a submission.
For sure. Definitely hard to get much working when Kit gets one of those underhooks though. He definitely doesn't mind using that low sprawl and underhook on the hip.
Yeah, he's in half guard now. Now it's just going to be a battle if he can flatten him out and start pinning him. And Josh really wants to stay on his side and use those frames to make some space, get that knee shield back in.
For sure, needs to try and work that higher knee shield generally against Kit. A lower knee shield, he has no problem sprawling through that.
Yeah, Josh is going to want to address that crossface. He's doing a good job framing. Let's see if he can get that top knee shield in.
Attacking the Kimura on Kit might be a little ambitious, but he's playing a good strategy, trying to stay on his side and not get pinned and attack that upper body. Josh recently had a win on, was it Subversion?
I'm not sure, I didn't see. How'd he win?
I'm pretty sure it was a sub. pretty sure. Might have even potentially been like an outside heel hook or something.
Yeah, it looks like Kit's got the pass here now.
With the pass, got the underhook moving to mount.
Kit's not known for his submission game, but let's see if he can get something going here on the knee on belly.
Very nice transition to the mount. Josh got a bit of work to do to recover the points or to get some kind of submission attempt going.
Yeah, it does a good job to get Kit off mount, but he's still got his knees collapsed here, and he's going to really want to open up that top knee, get those frames in again, like I was saying. But Kit's just got that unrelenting pressure. Just
Very nice. Kit duck into the back. He's got the hooks.
Both hooks.
So this is where we potentially see that finish from Kit.
Yeah, let's see if he can start stripping those hands, threatening the choke. Maybe lock up a body triangle here would be good.
I think his legs are long enough for a body triangle. He's got those Dale genetics. Got that single hook. Just taking his time.
Yeah, Matthew's doing a good job, or Joshua rather. He's getting a good job getting his back off Kit's chest here, getting his shoulders to the mat.
Yeah, trying to peel that overhook away. Very nice, circling that hand in.
Yeah, looks like he's getting to an escape. Can Kit recover that?
He should be getting his back to the mat. Kit did well to recover that overhook. He's got that seatbelt. Josh's going to pass the arm over the head again. Really needs to turn hard in and get his shoulders to the mat.
Yeah, looks like
Very
he's
nice.
out.
Good recovery.
Still just under 4 minutes left, so plenty of time for both people to get a submission here.
What do you think? Josh should try and sit up and work some of those high positions, Aaron?
Yeah, I
Just
think
get back
playing
to the
that
feet.
low knee shield game is just very tough against Kit. He's got a very heavy sprawl, and he keeps his legs very far back, so you're kind of forced to attack the upper body here. But look at his build. It's
Yeah.
quite difficult.
He hasn't got any other style to play. Very nice for Kit popping up. Yeah, working that head position. Josh is doing well though.
All right, line art's looking pretty good. Let's use Gen Recolor and bring it to life. Let's try Blue Lightning. The cool thing about generative recolor is that I can test out ideas quickly and just see where the exploration takes me.
Trying to strip those grips, keep the frames.
Yeah, looks like he's looking for a triangle here, but he's going to have to recover that bottom knee.
I feel like Kit's very wise to that.
Yeah, he's been in the game for a while, hasn't he?
A long, long while. Alright, Josh still looking for that leg. He's using that as an opening to attack the upper body.
Yeah, he's chaining well between the lower body and upper body, but...
Kit's just all over it, isn't he? He's onto both. Trying to work his way onto that. To that pass.
Yeah, if he could start looking for some underhook half guard, maybe. Kit's coming, he's trying to pressure over the top of him, so maybe that's going to be an option.
Kit switches back to the knee cut, secures the pass. Using that cross face to keep him flat. No underhooks though. Josh is doing well to turn back to his side. Very nice, trying to pop out the back there. I think Josh needs to turtle and try and build up and come back to his feet, try a different strategy.
Yeah, I think his best bet now is going to have to try and find a position where he can look for a submission here.
Just under 2 minutes left. He's down quite a bit on the scoreboard.
Let's see, do you think, is he going to try and just ride this out, conserve his energy if he's got a lot of matches ahead, or do you think he's going to try and push for the submission here?
I think just by watching it so far, he's more concerned with controlling and winning the positions. It's definitely more his style. Would like to see a submission from him though. It's going to be a very, very long day if you're not scoring.
You got to win 4 matches if you can do that just to get into the 6-man round robin with the top guys. So
that's it. That 6-man round robin is an absolute killer division too. So is the 16-man bracket. We're looking at some of the best brackets and matchups that Australia's ever had. Deepest brackets for sure.
I think we're just finishing up the last match of the first round here.
50 seconds left, just under a minute. Josh should really be looking at trying to get to the feet if he can. Very, very difficult though. Kit's positioning is just phenomenal. Keeping that constant pressure, making it very hard to get underneath, hard to frame.
Yeah, it looks like Kit's been able to pick apart Josh's style here and just not give him any opportunities to attach to the upper body or legs. And he's just wearing him down here.
Very, very tiring round for Josh.
Let's see if he tries to get a last-minute submission here. Looks like he slipped out.
Working his way off that knee shield. Very nice. Something for the fans.
Little cartwheel action.
Yeah.
The real athlete, Kit Dale.
I think I've been watching Kit do that since about purple or brown belt. Very nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by points, Kit Dale.
Now Jakey's phones are working.
The CJI trials are finally here, and I'm excited to announce that using the discount code GilesTrials, you can get 20% off kitdaletraining.com. Kit was one of the fastest people to get from white to black. Kit was the fastest person to go from white to black belt in Jiu-Jitsu. What people don't realize is that learning is a complex interaction between the task, the environment, the organism, and an action.
Hey. Keep it simple, buddy.
But it's science.
So is this.
We don't learn by memorizing and drilling techniques. We need live interaction so we can troubleshoot and problem solve. And that's why task-based games is a great way to facilitate your learning.
Tell them leg locks suck.
The day has arrived, the greatest Australian Jiu-Jitsu competition in history, and there's only two types of people not in this event. You suck, we all know that, you know that, or you're a coward and you're afraid of the competition. To celebrate such a momentous day, we of course had to create a shirt, this official CJI Australian Misfits shirt, available at the link.
Stay here, Zach. No, I'll give it to you. Are we good to go? You can start. Which camera? This is the camera I'm looking at? Are they, when they're ready? I think they're good to go. Good to go? That concludes the first round of the Giles trials. It's good seeing all the smaller guys make it through. It shows you it's not about the size, it's how you use it. And now we'll begin the second round of the trials. I'll give it over to Zach. Are the competitors ready? The list. The list or the bracket, yes please. Euros. T-turn and push. I think they're both ready to go. Let me just bring on Ulrich first and I'll do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next match, fighting out of the blue corner, Uroš Julic. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, Tito Cal.
All right, Tito and Uroš. Here we go, another great matchup. Do you think we see Tito pull guard again?
Yeah, I don't know. He's a bit of a wild cannon, you know. He's
Very hard to prepare for Tito. You don't know what you're going to get. If he's going to wrestle.
He's going to try and throw you from the front headlock, but then just pulls guard into an Imanari. So
Yes. Very good Ichi attempt. Tito coming out very aggressive.
yeah, it's funny though. In matches, he's the most aggressive guy, pushing people to the walls, but then in person, the sweetest guy.
Probably one of the nicest guys you meet. Very good takedown. Using that wall to stop the backwards movement and then dragging him down to the mat.
Yeah, Tito's got him pinned in the corner here, which
Horrible
is gonna be,
position.
Yeah. He does have some experience with the wall as well at grappling education, so let's see if that plays a factor here.
Massive advantage for anyone coming out of that gym for future pit matches. Have a very nice setup at grappling education there.
Yeah, I don't even know what I'd be thinking in Uroš's place now. Just head in the corner here, trapped on both sides. You're going to have to try and maybe spin yourself back to the center. What do you think, Tom?
Well, I think pick a side, which seems to be what he's done. He's picked a side. Maybe he can open the guard and try and use the wall to get up. Head's gone back to the corner though. Very hard trying to play close guard when you can't move that head and the upper body. Tito's done a very good job to pin him here.
6.5 minutes remaining.
Yeah, pinning him in the corner just allows Tito just to lean all his body weight forward. He doesn't have to worry about being swept forward, right, or to the side. So you can just make him carry all his weight here. And
A lot of advantages. Uroš opening the legs. Didn't have much choice there. He had to open them.
I'm not sure how Tito plans to pass here. What do you think Tito's going to try and do from here now?
It's going to be pretty hard to pass unless you can start to stack Uroš in the corner. Go like a single under, risk that triangle, but even with a triangle attempt, Uroš will have no chance. If you can't cut that angle, his head's stuck in the corner. So Tito will be very safe digging that arm under, the single under there.
I wonder how the stalling penalties are going to work on the corner here, because it's pretty tough for Uroš to get much attacks going. So is the onus more on Tito here to be offensive? What do you think?
I'd say more on Tito for sure. For sure. It'll be a rough day for Uroš if the judges decide to give him penalty. Oh, Tito.
Slamming him on the wall. I don't know where this goes in the rules. It's a grey area.
If there's no complaints, I think let it ride. Uroš choosing to open the legs, try and get under Tito's leg, but very difficult. Tito's got a lot of forwards pressure there. This would be very tiring for Uroš.
Yeah, it's probably frustrating more than anything. Just really difficult to get any attacks going here. Looks like he's getting under the leg.
There we go. Yep. Tito trying to get past. There we go. Uroš choosing to turtle. Wise decision.
Yeah, looks like he's taking this risk to maybe stand up here and reset the position.
Very good. Yeah, he's going to looks like he's going to lean on the wall to try and come up.
Yeah. Tito experience though, takes him straight back down.
Straight back down. Tito's also had MMA fights, so not only is he experienced with the pit wall, but using that cage as well. You can tell the guys who get to train either against the cage or a pit wall here.
Yeah, I think when you're passing here, it's gonna make a big difference. But I think at the same time, it's quite hard for Tito to actually get past the legs, and there's no space for him to pass, really, is there? Right?
And that's it, yeah. Build posture, get that forwards pressure. Almost looks like every now and then, Tito's trying to use like a can opener type grip behind the head.
He does have a very strong single underpass from here when he tries to peel back the legs. So let's see if he starts trying to use that to force a stack and get some back exposure maybe.
Seems to be the main pass he's been looking for, right? Uroš doesn't have a lot of options from the close guard here. Very difficult.
Yeah, it's a tricky place to be. Do you take a big risk and maybe give up your back just to try and get out, or do you just try and make something work from here, you know?
Exactly. I personally would be trying to open and maybe give up the risk of the back, going for turtle and trying to stand, but the danger is he stands and Tito just puts him right back down again like we saw just previously.
Yeah, it's a terrible place to be. Maybe he's hoping that the judges work in his favor a little bit, give Tito a warning or something, but...
Potentially, Tito's very active, though. Yurosh is actually, he's done well to keep that close guard, not get past. I mean, he's definitely stuck, but he doesn't look like he's in a hurry to try and change the position. So he's somewhat comfortable, if you can say that.
Yeah, I think I'd definitely be wanting to get my head off the wall here and try and maybe get the feet back onto the hips, make some space, but again, a lot easier said than done here.
Looks very easy from here, mate. I reckon I could pull it off. Tito's call from the corner is to put Yurosh back in the corner.
Yeah, definitely not where you want to be if you're Yurosh.
Judges have called stalling for Tito. So all three making that call. So
Yeah.
Tito has 30 seconds to score.
I think it might just be a warning, the first one, but he might have to change up his strategy.
Oh, Yurosh, very good attempt.
Yeah, and that might have been a sweep if they weren't up against the wall here, but the wall keeps Tito upright.
The wall is definitely doing more favors for Tito than Yurosh.
Oh, he's getting under the leg.
Again. Yeah, he needs to cut that corner.
He's locked up a topside cradle here. It's kind of stopping Yurosh from turtling. Let's see if he can use that to get the hooks in.
Use the pit. Yurosh is quite flexible for a big guy. It's very hard for Tito just to throw those legs to the side and cut that corner around the knee and work hooks or a chest-to-chest. There's front headlock.
Yeah, let's see if he can get to the back here or potentially attack the neck.
Looks like he was going to attempt to go to the back, but Yurosh coming up.
Now Yurosh is on the wall. Let's see if he can use the wall to his advantage here. He's trying to pick out low at that ankle or the knee to get that second leg.
Very nice.
And that should be points for Yurosh here, I'd imagine.
It's like he's going to return the favor, try and get his head into the corner. Maybe Tito will wish he was a little nicer. Yurosh doing well to get to the back.
A minute to work. Let's see if he can secure some hooks here and guarantee the victory. Tito's going to want to try and clear that hook and start trying to stand up, I reckon.
Head arm attempt here as well by Yurosh.
I think he's mounted him here. I can't see the second leg, but...
He has mounted him now, yeah. Difficult job trying to lock up that head arm on that side with the wall, but looks like Yurosh is just going to keep trying to work that in. You can tell he's just trying to adjust his grip. I'd say Tito probably has just enough time to survive. 20 seconds.
Yeah, he's gonna have to.
Very nice. Tito out the back. Wants to score those points back.
He's got 8 seconds left.
People are going wild in here.
He probably got the takedown here, butt on the mat, but I don't know if it's going to be enough.
Very nice.
Let's see what the judges have to say.
If you told me there was going to be a heavyweight match, go 8 minutes and no one would score a submission, I would say that would not be the most exciting thing to watch, but Yurosh and Tito making it happen. Let's see what the judges have to say.
Judges have reached a decision. Your winner, in the blue corner, Yurosh Julic.
Kenta Yamamoto versus Rush. Yes. When you guys gave me the decision, I was like, oh god, I'm not gonna like the reaction out of it.
Just awaiting. Just waiting for the competitors to appear, and then Zachary will say his words. I believe we have Kenta versus Siraj, a rematch from ADCC Trials Sydney a few years ago.
And now for our next match. Fighting out of the blue corner, Kenta Iwamoto! And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, Suraj Sufi!
So now I am back with Aaron Kaminsky on the mic. We've got this excellent match ahead. Probably two of the more technical fighters in the division. No offense to the bigger boys.
For sure. One of the most anticipated matches, I think, was it the 2022 trials? They had the gold medal match here.
They had a very good close gold medal match. That was very exciting.
Almost over the pit here, let's hope.
Now it's a matter of, will that score? I couldn't quite see if the pull happened before the leg was touched from where I'm sitting. But if the leg was touched, then that should yield points.
Yeah, it's tricky for the competitors because just like us, they don't know who's up on points, so they're just going to have to assume the worst and just go for the submissions.
Apparently there is blood, so we are just going to check up on that. Hopefully it's all good. Tim, apparently the timer needs to be stopped. Tim on Instagram, Black Belt Rehab, well known in the jiu-jitsu scene for his rehabilitation. Very, very handy and a black belt jiu-jitsu as well. He's known to tape up a lot of mouths.
Tommy knows that firsthand, I think, right?
Some extra tape for Tom. He's got a big mouth. I wonder if it's a tooth. Is he wearing a mouth guard, or is it a tooth, or is it just a lip?
Hard to see from here. Looks like maybe a busted lip.
Hopefully this match gets to continue because that was such an exciting start, and I have a feeling I will really enjoy watching these two roll. I'm sure the medics are doing everything they can to make sure that this fight goes ahead.
Yeah, I don't think a busted lip's going to stop Kenta from taking out this 16-man bracket if he can.
No, I think he would totally be fine about it. Yeah, Kenta actually one of my, like, him and Tito were Tito were my two favorites before Kit joined into the bracket, and then just from knowing Kit and training with him and knowing how much of a pain he is, hard to bet against him.
Yeah, Kenta no stranger to the wall either, having trained at B Team for a while. They've set up the wall.
He also competed at CJI. Had a very good match against Lucas Huck Barboza.
So they've restarted in the shoulder crunch position. Looks quite deep.
Looks quite deep, but the shoulder isn't quite on the chest yet. So there's rotation, but it's not going to be like ultimately super painful.
Yeah, so Kenta's going to want to try and turn his thumb to the ceiling here. Free that elbow.
Yeah, Siraj is going to want to try some off-balancing to try and lean Kenta's head away, and if it comes in, hopefully throw in a butterfly hook to off-balance him towards the opposite side. However, the pit wall would be blocking that sweep. It's important to note.
Interesting. Kenta's trying to push him against the wall here. It looks like it's denied the attack a bit.
Siraj with a K-guard entry into a 50-50, potential crab ride here, and he does manage to enter the 50, it looks like. Siraj really jostling off a position, now ending up behind Kenta, throwing in that hook.
Both people not afraid to use the wall to their advantage.
What a banger of a match. Kenta chooses to sit.
Interesting. Did not have that on my bingo card for this.
I did not expect that, but I guess he respects the wrestling capabilities of Siraj and banks on his guard to get him where he needs to be.
Could be a tactical decision.
I mean, with the IBJJF rules, you know, like sweeping someone off your guard, I think is easier than like passing a guard for points purposes. Obviously depends on your skills, but here's Siraj with a very nice like camp position to that in between side control and north-south area. Oh, and the mouth's open again.
Looks like it's bleeding quite heavily.
Siraj respectfully letting go and letting that be sorted with.
Yeah, Kenta no stranger to pulling guard. That was his strategy, right? A long time before.
When he was a 66er, he had a very good guard and played guard throughout
known for his
ADCC
ankle
trials and ADCC against Paulo Miao. But as of recent years, we've mainly seen him more so on top with wrestling foundations. Ankle lock, I'm not sure about ankle lock capabilities, but he has heel hooked a few people. It's a unfortunate scenario to have to pause such an entertaining match for a blood rule, but it is what it is, and it is part of the rules.
Yeah, hopefully they can close that off somehow. It's in a weird place though, right? You can't really can't put like a bandage on it there, right? It's in the mouth.
Yeah, I'm concerned that that cut's going to only get bigger, and this match may need to be stopped. But I guess if Tim tapes that well enough, the match can continue. But a massive like momentum change, and also just that might mess with you. You know, having this weird obstruction over your face that's not usually there.
Tom, no stranger to the chin strap.
Yeah, Tom Everett, the other competitors known as Ball Gag Tom. Commentator, sorry. It looks like this match is going to go ahead. Tim looks like he's on top of that in regards to taping that mouth open, but I do empathize with Kenta. That would feel super uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's not going to be... That's going to be obstructing your mouth, how you're breathing, just making you uncomfortable.
It's just not an ideal setting.
No.
Especially like you're here to perform. The goal is to perform as best you can, you know, earn your spot on the team, and yeah, I really feel for the dude. Siraj pacing though. Siraj super excited to get it. An absolute gamer in regards to a competitor as well. Like I always say that whenever I train with him, whenever I see him compete or even coach him, his ability to focus and figure someone out is an incredible skill that he has. Similar to Kit.
Yeah, and he's not afraid to go for the submissions either. He's got deadly choi bars, ankle locks. All-rounder, really.
All-rounder, and he hits you with a pace that hopefully you can match.
Yeah, I'd imagine he's going to try and set up his loose passing here, see if he can cut an angle towards north-south.
Yeah, it's interesting to see Kenta play more of a supine guard. I thought he might sit up a bit more because he does like to wrestle, but I'm sure he has his strategies. Siraj burrowing in hard, trying to beat that knee line there of Kenta. Very nice work with Kenta keeping that knee to his chest and blocking off the guard pass.
Yeah, I wonder if Kenta's trying to set up a leg lock here or...
Siraj cutting angles.
Well, he's got a...
Siraj sits back for the leg. He's going
like
for it.
Oh, he's got an outside heel hook here. Looks quite deep.
Siraj really going for it. Siraj really going for it now. Outside heel hook with the bite.
Kenta's got his foot in. He's made some space on the counter attack.
And now Kenta attacking it back.
He's
Attacking
got
the foot
ankles.
back. Does look like a tight ankle lock there. Hands a bit low, but he's cutting some angles.
Yeah,
now Siraj probably needs to make sure that his leg doesn't break in that process.
Yeah, he's almost belly down here. Siraj.
Looking very painful, looking belly down, looking...
Yeah, it looks like he was thinking about tapping, but he's decided to not do that.
Siraj needs to try and open the legs. Ooh.
Wow, he's got that like dwarf
the
lock.
Dwarf lock, the ankle. That ankle does not look good.
Yeah, that looks very tight. Hopefully he'll be alright here.
I wonder if that was the knee or the ankle that went just then. Anyway, now to Zach.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by submission, Kenta Iwamoto! And now for our next match. Fighting out of the blue corner, Thomas David! And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, Anton Minenko!
Alrighty. Two super athletes here, under 100 kilos, going for it. Anton with a very nice Choi bar sub in his last match. Tommy Gunn shoots in, looking like he hit a brick wall of Anton. Anton immediately starting to deal with the legs and cut angles to get around that guard. Tommy playing a seated guard now with nice grips. Anton's
got on the front headlock here.
Front headlock, surprisingly quick for a big man. Oh, look at that athleticism. This is a fire match so far. Anton already on the back with one hook.
It's got the high ball right here. Looks like they're going to restart in the middle.
An absolutely shocking place for momentum to die and to start again. Rob, don't you reckon, Aaron?
Yeah, we've got a 3/4 pip, but it's 3/4.
Now, they're debating where the hands were in regards to the grip fight.
So let's see if Anton can get
If
that.
Anton gets that second hook, he gets his points, right?
Yeah, I'd like to see him threatening the choke here, start getting Thomas to open up.
This is an Anton that I've not seen in many years. He's had a more patient style as of recent years, and he used to compete a lot more like this, with just explosive fire in different directions and subbing most people and just having excellent matches. It's good to see this back. And I think that may have been for 3 seconds, but hard to tell.
Yeah. I don't know how the judges scoring the...
Yeah, we have no access to what the judges are thinking or what they are kind of writing down and talking about. But Anton definitely, I guess, winning this exchange right now, being chest to back.
And he's
Did
taking
you call it the high ball position? Is that what you called it?
high ball ride, yes.
High ball ride.
Yeah, he's got control of that top hip here. He can look for a finish from here, but it looks like Thomas is getting his shoulders to the mat. It's going to be difficult to get the choke there.
Now, if you were Tommy, what would you be doing at this stage, Aaron?
Yeah, I think he's doing the right thing. Address the choking arm here, try to get the shoulders. But he wants to stop that second hook coming in. Yep, turtling here. If he can get that elbow across to the far hip, it looks like Anton's pulled him off.
There you have it from the grappling wizard himself, Aaron Kaminsky. I actually really love this bicep and tricep control when I'm on the back, just being like a shorter individual. I typically will have my right hand in their far armpit that would act as almost like Nelson leverage to try and turn them belly down. But this is something I definitely do on the opposing side.
Yeah, he's got that good cross-body control, making it hard for Thomas to kind of turn out.
He does look like he's pretty strong from here too, don't you reckon, Aaron?
Yeah, he's taking his time. He's got over 5 minutes here to work, so no rush really to get that sub. But if he can secure the points, that would be good for him.
Tommy's actually doing a great job in regards to, I think, denying these points and surviving this current onslaught.
Yeah, Anton's staying behind both elbows here, so he should be a bit safer, but he does want to cover that far hip if he can with his knee.
Yeah, I always say when you're controlling the back, treat your knees like they're a hiking backpack. You want to be on either hip. Good. Excellent dive towards a leg drag setting for Anton.
Yeah, Thomas trying to create some momentum, but Anton follows him really well.
Very nice recovery there from Tommy Gunn. Oh, if Tommy gets on top, he'll get his points here. But he looks like he is in a front choke. I Can't tell if there's
Anton
Anaconda.
He was looking for the Anaconda, but it doesn't look like he was able to lock it up yet. Thomas wants to get on top here, free his head to secure the points.
And he might do so.
So that should be point. Oh,
and they high stop. This is a match between two absolute units throwing each other around.
Nobody's going to be conceding points here.
Whoa!
Oh, beautiful, beautiful snap here.
Almost like a...
Bom dia. Bom dia. Bom dia.
You wake up, good morning, is a brand new day. Blue skies above, it's a perfect day.
Oh, into the crucifix. That arm definitely had pressure on it from the hips of Anton. Anton potentially needing to chase it here to try and get behind him, and they're probably going to stop it here.
What a reversal. Let's see how the action goes. They're going to reset here, I think.
As per IBJJF rules, though, if you're falling off the back, that will not be points.
But
now, can Tommy make the most of being on top here? Can he keep the big man down?
Yeah, do you expect Anton to stay on his back and try to score? Do you think he's going to look to stand up and get back to a wrestling
I think
match?
he's found success standing up, so I think he should stand up. Whether he does that or not is up to if Tommy gives him the space and if Anton wants that. That said, though, Anton did get a very nice choiba off falling off the back last time, so he obviously has the capability to submit people from his guard. But I do think, though, he's much better on top. That was a very interesting sort of grip to get the arm drag across.
I haven't seen that grip before for the shoulder drag, but it works quite effectively.
These guys almost have bigger biceps than me, huh?
They wish. They wish.
This has been an excellent competition so far. I'm really, really enjoying these matches.
So we've got 3 minutes left. Both people don't know the scores, so it depends how the judges scored that back attack by Anton and obviously the reversal sweep by Tommy, so it could be quite close.
If I'm going to guess so far, I would say that it's actually 0-0 with a slight advantage to Anton for that back ride time.
I think so too.
But it's not impossible for Tommy to be able to come back from this. The intensity of this roll is a fun thing to watch.
Yeah,
between
these guys
bigger boys. You typically don't watch big boys roll with this kind of pace.
Yeah, I think the rule set's done a good job of forcing the action
and there is a points play if he can keep him flat. Turns, I don't think that was 3 seconds. But this is definitely going to favor now Anton in regards to a decision, just having that chest to back control.
Looking for that top hook. Tommy doing a good job.
Does Anton have the neck? I saw him have a neck for a brief moment.
Oh,
and he gets it. And he gets it. Some strong forearm, strong squeeze from Anton Minenko. And now we will give the mic to Zachary Amon.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by submission, Anton Minenko!
Just give it to Zach later.
And now for our next match. Fighting out of the blue corner, Kit Dale. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner, Matthew Oxenham.
So we've got the final match of the second round here. Matt's in the red, Kit Dale in the blue corner.
Matt taking that great submission win over Alex Hunga. Very big upset considering the size difference. Very tough match against Kit though.
Yeah, let's see how they approach this standing. Looks like both people happy to wrestle. Based on their previous matches, doesn't look like either one's going to be looking to pull guard here.
I would definitely rather play top against Kit, but good luck getting him into the bottom position.
Yeah, both people just trying to feel each other out, get the hand fight.
Kit gets very good, quick reads on people. It doesn't take him long during a match to get reads and identify where his best path to success is going to be.
Yeah, he loves that thumb down wrist grip, right? We'll see with his right hand maybe again here. Loves to use that to set up the underhook on the right side.
Very good underhook entry.
But Matthew also looking to counter that grip with the ducks. Let's see what he can set up here.
Kit's also got very strong arm drags. So see how Matt's getting that grip on Kit's right wrist every now and then? Kit may turn that into an arm drag against him. Kit happy to just keep feeling him out, biding his time.
Yeah, we'll see who the judges think is going to have to apply more action. Otherwise, both people kind of pressuring in, hand fighting, playing the game, but no one trying to set up anything too meaningful here.
Yeah, just doing enough. So Kit might start using more of those snaps and collar ties.
Yeah, we saw one good snap there. Let's see if he can maybe snap again and then use that to get to a leg or the back or arm drag, something else. Good fake there by Matthew.
Kit is opting for those collar ties every
He's
now
on
and
the
then.
leg. He's going towards the back here.
Looks like Kit's probably going to reverse it though.
Kit's done a very good job to get his hips above Matthew and looks like he's pinning him here.
And Kit's in, working back into his game now. Oh, Matt, good job standing up.
Very good attempt there by Matt, but that might have been points for Kit. Not too sure.
I'm not sure if there'd be points on that reversal. It depends. I mean, Kit definitely solidified that top position for a little bit, but
yeah, it looked close to 3 seconds there, but Matthew, I think, definitely is going to want to be more aggressive here, start setting up some offense, get to another attack.
I'd say so. He did well on that last one, but Kit very hard to take him down and keep him on that bottom position.
A very difficult man to pin down. In jiu-jitsu and everywhere else also.
Okay, look for that arm drag to the inside trip.
So on that single.
Good counter attack by Matt, but Kit just with that good sprawl.
Yeah, we're approaching the halfway mark here.
Both guys looking fairly comfortable. Plenty of cardio in the tank.
Yeah, both people conserving their energy, not trying to expend it all at the start of the match. Let's see what they've got in the gas tank to...
Anxiety.
Get some attacks going here. Matthew knows he can get to the legs.
He's definitely trying to wrestle and attempt to take a top position, isn't he? Definitely the best strategy against Kit. Very wise, conserving his energy. He's not shooting too much. He's definitely prioritizing the hand fights and arm drags. Very low energy kind of takedowns and wrestling attempts.
Yeah, Kit definitely one of the top guys expected to go through this bracket here, so he's you know, he doesn't want to try and expend all his energy here and then potentially be quite tired by the 6th man if he does manage to win this.
It's a very long day. For all your matches are going the distance and you're using a lot of energy. What do you reckon, a Kit and Kenta final?
That would be pretty crazy, but he's got to get through Matthew first here. Matthew not making it easy. Definitely looks like he's
well.
Yeah, it definitely looks like he's attacking more here, trying that sweep single.
Definitely playing a very good strategy.
Oh, there's the arm drag.
There's that arm drag.
Straight to the back.
See if Kit can hold him down this time.
Matthew does a good job getting to his feet here, looking for the switch out.
Once Kit gets on those hips, though, it's very hard to get out.
Looks like he's got him pinned down now. Yeah. It's going to be a...
Matt had a sniff at maybe a butterfly, but Kit smashed those knees to the side straight away. Getting chest to chest. Is he working that near side underhook? He is.
Looks like he's got him mounted here now with that underhook.
So that'll be points for Kit. Matt's got an arm stuck. Very good recovery. Trying to get onto the hips. Very nice by Matt.
Doing a good job to get onto his side here. Let's see if he can extend him out, make some space to get back to his feet. Kit's leaning all his body weight on him, not letting him make any space here.
Very difficult position for Matt. He's doing very well, though. Keeping square.
And we can't forget the size difference as well here.
Yeah, there is a slight difference. What's 4 kilograms? Only 4 kilos difference. It looks very, very... Kit looks a lot heavier than Matt, though. I don't know where Matt's hiding all that weight. Maybe it's under the shorts. Alright, Kit looking very comfortable. Matt trying to make a bit of space.
Yeah, I think for Kit here, he knows he's made quite a big lead with that mount and pass. So he doesn't he wants to conserve his energy here, keep going through the bracket. Matthew's going to have to do a big push here, I think.
He does. He's just landed himself in the smash, though, so very difficult to recover. Kit's got that mount again.
Double underhooks here. That's
double underhooks.
Not where you want to be.
Arms above the head, too.
Let's see if we'll see a submission from Kit Day, or maybe he's going to go to S mount here, attack the arm.
1 minute left, so he's got a lot of time to work. Matt is doing a great job. He knows exactly when he's in trouble, exactly when he needs to move. Recovering those knees again. It's just unrelenting Kit on top with that pressure.
Yeah, Kit, he doesn't take any unnecessary risk trying to go to the back here. He's just going to stay on top, keep his man pinned, and...
He's very comfortable there, isn't he?
Look at that, another pass. Straight to mount.
He's just cruising now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got 30 seconds here just to ride it out, I think. Get to the semi-final next will be.
Semi's next, yeah. Oh, nice. The old Kit Dale special. There we go.
Gets the tap.
Very nice by Kit.
And your winner by submission, Kit Dale.
Entrada.io online platform for learning jiu-jitsu. With over 150 different courses ranging through every position, you're going to find exactly what you need, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced. Lachlan goes into great fantastic detail in each section, so you're not going to miss out on anything. And there is an 80% discount on your first month. Are we done here?
You forgot to tell them about the code Giles Trials.
And use the code Giles Trials.
Man, jiu-jitsu has taught me so many things. I think a lot of sports have the ability to make a person, more humble, to teach them humility and respect. Fortunately, jiu-jitsu gives a lot of confidence. And with the confidence becomes a big responsibility. Man, being humble for me means different things, you know, in different places. I think at training, not gonna let my ego get in the way, you know, not going as hard as I could, not trying to win every round, so we can both learn and we can both grow from that experience. That's definitely like a big part of like working on your ego and how we can get better. I get tapped out a lot here by my students, and you know, it's part of the journey, so you gotta make peace with it. I believe if you wanna get better, more skills in jiu-jitsu, not get injured, you know, it's part of the journey. The longevity journey, at least, that should definitely be like that, I believe.
On the 19th of February in 1915, Australia stormed the shores of Gallipoli. The cowards stayed at home. The CJI trials are basically the same thing. You cannot buy this rash guard, you have to earn this rash guard. You'll be able to buy it later. But in August, I'll see you all for the $1 million.
All right, so let's take a look at the bracket as it stands. We're just waiting for the next super fight between Stella Veal and Victoria Gonzalez. So in the semis, on one side of the bracket, we got Urosh and Kenta coming up. And on the other side, Anton and Kit.
Yeah, Kenta, he's had some quicker matches here, getting a sub against Siraj and on Didier, right?
And also subbing Didier, yeah. Great match against Duke Didier. Scoring the takedowns, good positional control, and then the finish as well.
Yeah, Euros, on the other hand, he had a war with Tito there at the end, just being able to mount him, get the points at the last minute.
Very taxing match, that one for Urosh. Stuffed in the corner for a lot of it, but managed to turn it around. Very good comeback by him. And then Anton and Kit, that is going to be a great match.
Yeah, I think that one's going to be...
Any guard pulls, you reckon?
I don't know. Anton, you know, I see him wrestle a lot, but then sometimes he'll just pull out a guard pull. I don't think that's going to be the strategy against Kit.
Yeah, guard pull against Kit is definitely going to be rough, but you never know. He might throw it out there. All right, now we have a super fight coming up. Pass it over to Bobby.
All right, guys, I have an announcement to make. Kenta Iwamoto is no longer going to be in the tournament. He has to pull out due to injury. Just want to reiterate a little bit of housekeeping before we continue on to our first super fight. Guys, just keep your shoes where you know you need to keep them. I'll give you a heuristic, you know what I mean, instead of specific techniques, but just wear them into the bathroom, and please don't. We want to avoid a pile up out here. No food on the mats, and just I'll do you a favor, guys. We can't park out here. You park out here, you get towed. They're ruthless. They got no mercy. I got towed twice. I tried everything. I took in a letter from Lachlan Giles. I told him I was going to ring Craig for him. I said my family's stuck in the war. They don't care. They don't care, bro. They don't care. So please try not to park there. And that's it. Let's continue on to our first super fight.
Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, Vicky Gonzalez. And her opponent, fighting out of the red corner, Stella V.
All right, Stella and Vicky.
So I think the rules are sub only here, right? And I think it's a draw if it's a...
7-minute IBJJF, I thought. Oh well. Stella has a very Fionn Davies-esque knee cut style. Definitely has a very pressure and pace type game, Stella does.
Yeah, she's looking like she's in that leg drag position now. Looks like she's got the pass here as well.
Does near side underhook too, so she can chase the back if she needs. Looks like she's going to. Vicky listening to her corner there saying try and turn back in. Should be trying to recover that arm.
Yeah, it looks like she's trying to set up like Americana here from side control. But Stella doing a good job keeping her flat, not letting her turn onto her side here.
That near side underhook working very well for her. Is it the option of the back or the pin? Lost it for the crossface. I'd be wanting to go back to that near side underhook if I was Stella. You want that option of the pin or the back. Here she's mainly just looking at the pin. Maybe she's going to look more for a knee ride to mount.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Looks like she was trying to control that far wrist.
Just trying to stop Vicky from turning away too much, I think. Good pressure though.
Yeah, drives her knee through here. Let's see if she can get to the far side and mount, but Vicky doing a good job turning.
That's it. Looking for that Americana with the legs there. No. Stella actually has very good arm bars too, so Vicky's going to want to be careful. Yep. All right, Stella looking for that back again. One hook. All right.
Interesting restart. I think they could have let that go on maybe a little bit longer, maybe get that second hook.
Just two of the positions stabilized a little more. Like
yeah.
50-50 as to whether Stella would have got that second hook or not. Vicky was still kind of flat with her hips facing the roof, so she did have a pretty good position to try and escape. It's a difficult reset. Stella had that bottom hook, I believe.
Yeah, that's why it's tricky to restart these sort of dynamic positions, right? They're never quite the same.
Yeah, I think they may have needed to let it run just a second or two longer till it stabilized. But Stella's got that seatbelt.
Yeah, pulls her to her hip, but she's not able to get a hook in yet. She's got to be worried about keeping her head too far forward here. She might get thrown off the front.
Yeah, looks like she gave up that seatbelt for the post. She must have been listening to you, Aaron. Maybe she follows Grappling Wizard too.
Let's see, she's in a deep crossface here.
She's under hook, good head position too. Still a very good pressure, low hips.
Yeah, Vicky's gonna want to start addressing that crossface. Get onto her side here, try and get her knees back involved.
So the rule set for these super fights are definitely sub-only 7 minutes. The refs or the judges taking a much-needed break. Got a big day ahead.
Yeah, let's see if Stella can get to a position where she can start threatening a submission here.
Yeah, she just needs to free that knee. She could probably tripod up, pummel that near side top butterfly hook, and then start to pry that knee out.
Yeah, trying to look to use her hand now to free the knee. That's a good idea as well. She can drive that knee across to the far side. Start looking for a 3/4 mount.
That's it. Very difficult position for Vicky here, but she's doing well. Monitoring that far side arm of Stella, but gives her the underhook.
Yeah, Stella, for the first half of the match here, being very dominant. Let's see if Vicky can try and escape and turn things around.
She's still got 3 minutes, just over 3 minutes to go. Definitely plenty of time to work. So she's trying to recover that half butterfly. Stella keeping the hips very low, working that near side underhook. Looks like she got double underhooks.
Definitely the near side. I can't see the far side here. Oh, she's lost it.
She's lost both now.
I wonder if the referee's going to try and reset it here, get back to the middle.
Looking very closely. I think Aaron's just waiting for the position to stabilize. It'll be a good time to reset almost about now.
Yeah, I think so here. So the last thing you want to do is pass and then it gets reset.
Exactly. Kind of what we're about to look at. Vicky did well to turn up on top, but Stella with the
reverses with the flower
perfect pendulum sweep.
Into the mount. That should be no points, but it's a good position to start working the submission here, right?
Exactly, yeah. She gets that mount she's been looking for a while. Strong head arm, but... Oh, very difficult to reset.
She's got the arm bar, but it's out of bounds, and looks like Vicky's escaped. Are they going to maybe they'll reset the standing?
The crowd probably helped Vicky a little more there than Stella. Makes it hard to chase and follow that position. Yeah, resetting standing, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I think so. Stella looking to pull guard here, get back into her attacks.
Interesting to see Stella pull. After playing on top for so long, being so dominant.
Vicky on a deep ankle. Looks like she's lost it.
Ankle lock. She's going to switch it for the outside heel hook.
She's on the leg.
Stella's freed the knee.
Yeah, she's freed the knee
Looking
line
for
here.
the crab.
Yeah, it's a good position to start reversing here. If she can free that foot, start looking for the back.
Yeah, Vicky's inside foot just a little sticky, but Stella's going to take that top position again, and I'd say lay on that pressure.
Yeah, let's see if she can get that foot across, start getting towards the outside there. She just needs to get past that bottom knee there, and then she'll be looking for another pass. But Vicky's got a chance at a triangle here.
And there we go, another pass. Good attempt by Vicky, but very difficult to beat that pressure.
So it will be a draw technically if Stella's not able to find a submission here.
Just over 1 minute, 1 minute 2 seconds to go. So it looks like she's looking for an Americana.
Yeah, she's trying to peel that wrist out, but Vicky's wise to it and she's keeping her elbows quite tight here.
Just to spin. Wouldn't mind seeing that Kimura trap from the top if she can secure it. Looks like she's going to. Oh.
Yeah, it can be tricky in these sub-only rule sets where people become a bit more defensive knowing that points aren't a factor here.
Definitely. Vicky's doing very well. She was Oh, there we go.
She's on the neck here, no hooks.
Looks like she had it under the chin. It's a bit hard to see from here, but I think as Stella was coming over the top, she was under the chin.
Okay,
Well, she
Vicky's
just lost
freed
it.
her head here.
Vicky's doing very well defensively. She knows exactly when she's in trouble.
Last 10 seconds. Let's see if Stella can get a Kimura here, perhaps.
She'll have to be quick. Oh, that top side. Stella's relentless. Just runs out of time.
Quite a dominant performance, though, for her.
Very dominant. Vicky did very well. Just constantly slipping those elbows back to the mat, saving the back, saving the Kimura traps.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is a draw.
Very unfortunate for Stella to come away with a draw after that.
Got some highlight reels out of it, perhaps, though, for the Instagram, you know?
Some very good positions, good passing, good top pressure.
Looks like we've got our semi-final competitors lining up now. Kit Dale and Anton Minenko. Two gorillas.
Yeah, so interestingly, Kanto came away from his match with Siraj with an injury as well, whether that was the lip or maybe a leg injury from Siraj's outside heel hook attempt. But it will be Urosh straight into the final with the winner of Kit and Anton.
And now, for our next match. Fighting out of the blue corner, Kit Dale. Now, fighting out of the red corner, Anton Minenko!
This will be a barn burner. Like we were saying, expecting a lot of wrestling, but you know, never know. Anton may choose to pull guard at any point.
Yeah, Kit, even though he looks the size of Minenko, he's actually coming in with, I think, around 10 kilo disadvantage here, right?
Yes, Anton, 97 kilos. Yeah, Kit weighed in at 90, so 7 kilos. I don't know if 7 kilos makes much of a difference at those upper weights. I wouldn't mind an extra 7 kilos, to be honest.
Yeah, I think whoever can get on top here, they'll definitely be able to use that weight to their advantage. Anton looking like he's been a little bit more aggressive here, feinting the legs, upper body.
Yeah, a little attempt at an arm drag there. Kit's super comfortable on the feet, though.
Yeah, that's one thing you see with Kit's style. He's very relaxed, doesn't use any unnecessary energy, which can hurt him sometimes, but it means that he's very efficient with how he uses his energy.
Yeah, definitely very efficient. Very good at turning grips against people too. Very good at turning wrist grips into arm drags for himself. He's got that thumb down grip. Yeah,
there we see
there's
it.
the arm drag on the far side.
But with both of their postures quite upright, it's going to be hard to hit those upper body attacks on the arms, right? Like the arm drags.
Yeah, very easy to then turn out.
Já passou por isso? Tá ouvindo sua música favorita e, de repente, pum, te invade uma vontade irresistível? Nós te entendemos. Sabemos que não há nada como esse momento, em que nada mais importa, só sua música e uma deliciosa Fanta. Deixe-se levar por sua explosão de sabor. Faça mais do que você ama. Quer Fanta?
Collar tie. Anton looking for that snap down to the guillotine. Also very difficult. A little foot sweep slash Muay Thai kick. Very good little inside attempt though to that, I don't know what you call that little throw by when you push the head to the side and snap it to the floor.
Yeah, both people don't seem too interested in using the pit, keeping in the center maybe where they're a bit more comfortable, you know.
Maybe that's something that one of them could start working towards.
Yeah, for sure. If Anton maybe can start looking to push Kit towards the edge, you know, could change it up in your favor.
Definitely, yeah. Both standing pretty upright. We may see a shot soon. Anton was faking for that inside leg pick.
Yeah, let's see if Anton maybe is picking up some timing tells and maybe he's going to look for a big shot here soon.
That's it. Kit keeping that underhook on the far side. Anton doing well to strip it. Anton definitely wants Kit to take some weight off that front foot so he can start to snap the head to the side.
Yeah, both people not looking to be the first person to shoot here. Still 5 minutes left in the match here, so plenty of time to work.
Would you want to shoot on either one of these two?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not a fun position, but, you know, it's high risk, high reward, you know. If you get the takedown, you get the points, you can keep them pinned down, you've basically won the match here, I think.
Yeah. Two of the judges thinking that maybe Kit should be more active. All three.
So it looks like
Kit's getting a warning.
Yeah, he's got his first warning here. So that means he's going to have to change something up, be a bit more aggressive if he doesn't want to get that second warning.
That's it.
Or not the second warning, rather, but the
penalty call.
Yeah.
He's definitely coming out a little more aggressive now, shooting for that underhook, using the head snaps a little bit. Maybe he's going to start pumping that collar tie.
Yeah, we see him pushing him to the edge of the bounce here, but let's see if he can start pushing him towards the pit wall maybe and use that to his advantage as well.
Definitely a good strategy. He's had the pit here all week to train with. Definitely seen him throw a couple people in there.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see which competitors really make the most of this pit wall and use it to their advantage.
The most we've seen so far was Tito and Kento, right?
Yeah.
As proactive users of the pit wall. It's on with the 2-on-1. Good head position. Trying to turn it into the arm drag. Kit doing very well defensively.
Yeah, both people looking for these arm drags, but no one's looking for the legs here. But hopefully we see something happen.
See something soon. Anton really working that front leg.
He's working his leg kicks there.
He has phenomenal base though, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's very slippery. Difficult takedown. Looks like he's punching an underhook. Double unders almost, but...
And that underhook throw by. Just getting on the 3 minutes left now.
Yeah, so Kit does have that warning, which will probably play in the judge's eyes, so I'd imagine he's going to want to try and up the action, get some attacks going here.
He may be waiting till the last couple of minutes to really start pushing. Problem is, you get Anton on his back, and then what? As we saw before, very quick to snatch the head, very quick to snatch the arms.
Yeah, I think it looks like the person who's going to get the most meaningful takedown here is going to win the match. So
I'd say so. Anton really starting to try and push the pace. Kit still generally looking pretty unfazed. Maybe that's just his normal face.
Yeah, just over 2 minutes left. Let's see if one of these arm drags is going to connect a bit better. Definitely looking more aggressive with the hand fight here.
Just under 2 minutes left. Both working very hard for that inside position.
Oh, we see a shot here. Oh, into the pit wall.
Or Kit maybe should have followed him up into that second wall.
Yeah.
It was Anton who initiated that action though.
Yeah, definitely will play in the judges' favors.
Kit came out the winner of the exchange, but yeah, it was Anton who initiated. Looking for that arm drag again.
Yeah, Kit did a good job.
Turning it up. Ooh. This is when we really wish we had that foresight of the pit.
Yeah.
Just over a minute now.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to see quite a bit of action here in this last minute. No clear winner, I would say, so far. Probably Anton ahead, if I had to guess.
Potentially, yeah, just in terms of being a little more aggressive. But they've both attempted a shot once, though. Kit trying to punch that underhook in. Probably see a shot coming up soon if they disengage.
Yeah, both people saving it for the last 30 seconds here.
30 seconds left